Hello my dear student. In today's science class, we will do a new chapter, chapter number 11. The name of the chapter is Motion and Measurement of Distance. Now, the learning objectives are transport, measurement, need to measure distance, it means lengthwise, measurement of length, motion and its type. Now, we will start our topic. First, transport. Depending upon the distance one has to travel, one decided the means of transport. Now, the transport are three types. One is land transport, water transport and air transport. Land transport, the commonly used or commonly available land transport is train, bus, taxi, etc. Water transport, boat, ship, etc. And the air transport to travel a long distance like aeroplanes. Clear? Now, children, there is a short story for you about the course of development of transport. Long ago, people did not have any means of transport. They need to walk and carry load on their back or their head. They also used donkey, bullock carts, camel for carry their goods and also carry them. Invention of the wheel brought a revolution in the modes of transport. Vehicles that move on wheels made traveling from one place to another more comfortable and faster. Now, our next topic is measurement. Now, what is the definition of measurement? The comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity is known as measurement, or we can say the unit of same kind is known as measurement. Now, why we need to know this measurement? Because sometimes we need to know the accurate distance. Like if you reach your destination, you must know the distance between these two places, and it will help you to choose your mode of transport. Next, the tailor needs to know the length of cloth to stitch a dress, and a carpenter also needs to know the measurement of length, breadth and width to make a furniture. Clear? Now, in order to measure any particular quantity, we should know first the unit of measurement, and the second one, the number of units that particular quantity measures. Then, what is unit? A fixed quantity that is used as a standard of measurement is called unit. In ancient time, people used handspan, cubit, arm length and footstep as a different unit of measurement to measure of length and distance. Clear? Handspan. It is the length between the tip of the thumb, it means this, tip of the thumb, and the little finger when stretched, this one. This is known as handspan. Next, cubit. It is the length between the tip of the middle finger, tip of this middle finger and the elbow. It means this, from this to this. This length is known as cubit. Next, arm length. It is the length between the shoulder and the middle finger. Shoulder and the middle finger means from this to this when it is straight. Next, footstep. It is the length between the great toe and the heel of the foot. But these lengths are differ from person to person, as the length of all humans are not same. So, for the sake of uniformity, scientists of all over the world were create and accepted a set of standard units of measurement which is known as International System of Unit or SI unit. Clear, children? The International System of Unit or SI unit of length is meter. Depending upon the need, different simple multiples and sub-multiples of unit of length are used, like the distance between two places in kilometers, the length of a notebook in centimeters, the thickness of wire in millimeters. As you already know, 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter, 1 meter equal to 10 decimeter, 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeters. Hope this measurement concept is clear to you all. Now we are going to start our motion part. Now motion. What is motion? The act of moving from one place to another is called motion. Now motion, when we say that an object in an motion condition, a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to time and its surrounding. Then what is rest? A body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to time and its surrounding. Now, that type of motion. First, linear or rectilinear motion. Next, curvilinear or random motion. Next, circular motion. Next, oscillatory and vibratory motion. And the last one, periodic and non-periodic motion. Now, I am going to describe you all the motion one by one. First, linear or rectilinear motion. An object is said to be in linear motion if it moves from one position to another along a straight line in one direction only. Like an apple falling from a tree, or an automobile like bicycle, car, scooter, bus, etc. moving on a straight road. Clear, children? Next, curvilinear or random motion. An object is said to be in curvilinear or random motion if it changes direction in an irregular manner. Like a train moving on a curved track, a butterfly flying in a garden. Clear, children? Our next motion is circular motion. An object is said to be in circular motion when it moves on its own axis or around a fixed center, like moving fan or windmill. And one more interesting thing, children, movement of earth, as you already know, rotation and revolution are also the example of circular motion. Now what is rotation? When an object moves in a circular path about its fixed axis, this type of motion is known as rotation. And around the sun, the motion of the earth is known as revolution. When an object as a whole moves around a fixed center, its motion is called revolution motion. Hope this rotation of the earth and revolution of the earth, it means the circular motion of earth, this concept is clear to you all. Next is oscillatory motion and vibratory motion. First, oscillatory motion. The to and fro motion of an object about its position of rest is called oscillatory motion. Example is pendulum and swing. Next, vibratory motion. Very fast to and fro movement of an object is called vibratory motion. The movement of string in an musical instrument like guitar is the example of vibratory motion. Next, periodic motion. The motion where an object repeats its motion after a fixed time interval is called periodic motion. The movement of hands of a clock is the example of periodic motion. Now, non-periodic motion. The motion that is not repeated at regular time interval is known as non-periodic motion. The beating of heart is the example of non-periodic motion. Last part of this chapter is, in many objects we can observe the combination of different type of motion. For example, an automobile moving on a straight line or an automobile like car or bus move in a linear motion, but its wheels moves in a circular motion. Hope this chapter is clear to you all.